it's Cooking Boca. It's Lorianne with the Boca Voice, and Happy New Year to all of you. And it is my absolute pleasure to be sitting next to award-winning chef Sherry Yard. Hello, Sherry.
Oh my goodness! Happy New Year to you. Thank you so much for having me. This is so exciting.
I'm thrilled, absolutely thrilled to be able to be sitting next to such an amazing chef. And I want to know, how did you know that this was going to be your passion in life? Because you're absolutely successful.
Well, you know, when you love what you do, you're blessed. And years ago, I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. And so growing up there, everything was about food and parties. We partied for everything: confirmations, graduations, weddings, bar mitzvahs, you name it, baptism. We'd have a party for everything. And I decided that I wanted to be a person who would either cook or do anything around being a party, front of the house. And so back in the day, the Rainbow Room was opening up in New York City. And I went there and applied for a job and became a cigarette girl. And so I had to carry a tray, and I had to carry my thing, and I had my little top hat. And each time I would work, after a week or 2 or 3, I would get promoted. So I went from the cigarette girl to the cocktail waitress to a full-on waitress, and I kept peeking into the kitchen. I was curious how they cooked this food, all this magnificent food, baked Alaska's, oysters Rockefeller. And so I got bit by the bug, and I got myself in the kitchen. And from there, I just couldn't stop. I wanted to throw more parties, and I cooked in London and worked there, and back to New York City, and I opened up Tribeca Grill and Montrachet with Drew Neaporin, and Daniel Boulou. I worked with him, and it's just been such an amazing career. After that, I moved to San Francisco because that's where all women chefs went back in the day.
Oh, okay.
We had Alice Waters, Barbara Traub, Joyce Goldstein, incredible chefs that were just doing things that you didn't see in New York City. And I thought, you know what, I need to go west. And I did. I stayed in San Francisco in the Napa Valley, and then moved. I got a phone call from this guy with a crazy Austrian accent, Wolfgang Puck. And he said, I want you to come down to Los Angeles. I met him, and it was love at first sight. You know, we had the same passion for food. I mean, love at first sight, love for food, love for taking care of the guests. We had all the same ideals and mission for being good restaurateurs. And I stayed with Wolf for 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Thought I would retire, and then everyone knows Hamida Shemi, incredible visionary, amazing visionary. iPic, and to be a part of what his vision was, and to help the team and guide the team from being a place where people think about going to the movies and not necessarily having food. And we started with creating a dine in the dark menu, making things from scratch. We have biscuits here with maple butter that we make from scratch, tempura beans, tuna on crispy rice, things that you would never see in cinema. And then you eat it with your hands. And then I get a little bored with the food like that. I come down to Tanzy. And we have this incredible menu here at Tanzy. So
Amazing.
It's been an amazing journey.
And so for those of you that maybe don't know, Sherry has won 3 James Beard Awards.
You're going to make me
which
blush.
is absolutely incredible. So why don't you tell us what you won those for?
Oh my God.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. Well, my first one I won for being a chef. That was my first, that was my pride and joy, because that meant you're really judged by your peers with that award. And from there, then it went on for my cookbook. So I wrote a cookbook that was something that no one had seen before. It was called The Secrets of Baking. You still get it on Amazon. And it really bakes down baking. You know, baking's not the easiest thing. So I really wanted to, what I thought best was to break it down so you could understand baking better. And then last but not least, 2 years ago, I think it was, about 2 years ago, I got the Lifetime Achievement Award. I think I'm too young to get the Lifetime Achievement Award. They gave me that, and that was a big compliment.
Yes.
And in that, it's about what you've done for the field. That's how they recognize that award. They say it isn't just your age; it's the difference that you've made in our industry.
Right.
And that again was a huge honor.
I mean, you're passionate; just it radiates off your body.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's amazing. And also, you just got a major promotion.
Girl power.
Congratulations.
Yes, I was asked to be the COO, the Chief Operating Officer for iPic Entertainment, which is just, again, a thrill and an honor. We have 16 locations, 10 restaurants, 4 restaurant brands, thousands of employees, and to be able to be a chef-driven company and take Hamid's vision and the vision of all our team members and our executives, and to be able to, on a daily basis, execute it to excellence, to be able to bring fine dining the way I know fine dining and hospitality and genuine hospitality to each and every guest all across the country, and the plans to continue on and do 30 more. It is just a dream come true.
All right, so now we are right with Sherry in her true master comfort zone, and we're starting off with, of course, my favorite, being Italian pasta. So tell us about this.
Okay, so first and foremost, Tanzy, we decided to kind of do a little tweak on the menu. Wanted to make it a little lighter. You know, our guests, after being a little more athletic, it's a new year, we want to take it on and say, okay, what dishes, what approach? And the approach is basically farmer's market. So vegetables, it's a celebration of vegetables. Gnudi, the gnudi is made, it's flourless, it's made with potato and mascarpone. And it's a gorgonzola pesto sauce. So it's like the most grown up macaroni and cheese you'll ever love, with the shaved
I like
Reggiano
that.
Parmigiano. And then here, talk about decadence.
Oh, wow, look at these colors.
Here's our beet agnolotte. So it's a beet sauce, beet pasta, and it's filled with cheese.
Ooh,
and
healthy.
Very healthy, very good for you. And then we put a little shaved truffle over the top. So it gives that beautiful essence, like an umami that goes over the top of the pasta. So it's very fresh.
Oh wow, that smells amazing.
And the colors, look how brilliant the colors are.
Love it.
And so we kind of skipped over the appetizer here, and this is one of my favorite appetizers, and this is the hamachi crudo. It has a ponzu sauce that's made with passion fruit that we pour right over the top.
Wow.
And it has grapefruit, because that gives you that beautiful freshness, and canned fried shallots on the top. They're just like little onion rings that are on top. So you get that sweet and the salty and the beautiful fish, and it really has the integrity for the fish. One thing we don't like to do is put too many sauces or make it heavy, so all the food is very light.
Okay, I want to just interrupt you there for a minute.
Sure.
How do you find the inspiration to create the dishes that you do?
You know, I always love to make food that I like to eat. So I always say it's craveable food. And so it's never one type of food. I love everything. So when I make our food, sometimes I feel a little bit lighter, and I feel like with a beautiful glass of wine, Sauvignon Blanc with our crudo, and then sometimes I feel decadent, and pastas. And you know, to have too much just white flour and white pasta, it's kind of boring these days. It just feels like pasty. And why not put beautiful vegetables in with the pasta? Beautiful, vibrant color, beautiful flavor. And so that's where we went with it. We have a test kitchen. Our chefs are here, Sonny and Brian, and we go at it every day. We go in and say, what are we going to do different? What are we going to make next? It's a new year. It's a bright, beautiful colors. That's where we start.
It is. I love it. It's like
a
work of art
here. Garnish of some beautiful vegetables over the greens over the top, and then that just adds that little crunch and that little herb flavor. So I would
like to be in that test kitchen.
Incredible. And then of course our entrees. We have entrees. we have chickens, and but this is our steak. And we have a whole steak category. And look at the potato. How about that potato over there? The potato is layers and layers. There's about 20 layers of finely sliced potatoes, and then we bake them for an hour in the oven.
Wow.
Beautiful vegetables on the side. We have broccolini and some pea shoots on top.
I have to tell you, this is so exciting for me, because normally I'm watching you on the big screen and then I'm hitting that iPic button because I'm like, oh, I got to try what Sherry just said. So to have you here with these new menu items, it's so exciting, and you're so passionate about it, and it just radiates. So.
I am so blessed to sit here with you. And you know, dining in the dark is completely different than the experience here at Tanzy. So we invite all of our guests to try both experiences. Come in one day and go up and dine in the dark in cinema. All of our food there is made handheld. Nothing too crunchy, nothing too smelly, nothing too sloppy, because you don't want to drop it on yourself.
Right.
And then down here, we use a knife and a fork.
Yes.
And that's when we kind of get a little more ooey and gooey and have fun with those flavors. So fork and knife, and then handheld food.
Right.
So, an experience.
All right, so.
You dig in, have a bite, just one bite. Part? Yeah, just one little bite. I'm going to go for this one.
I'm going to try this one.
I didn't have lunch today. Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
Oh wow.
Oh my goodness.
The truffle on this is amazing.
It's decadent and light,
It is very light.
And I can never decide which one I want to eat first. So I just And which one I like.
That's why you have to order them and share.
You have to order both and share.
Exactly.
It's like your children. You can never say which one is your favorite, right?
Totally different, but so light.
The sweetness of the
I really don't feel like I'm eating like a healthy, not healthy, heavy Italian dish. Like it really is amazing.
And then the crudo.
Very good. And this menu has been out for a couple weeks now, correct?
Yes, we've did a test drive about a month ago, and now little by little we put it onto the menu, and it's doing incredibly well. Great reception from our guests coming back. We have a couple that comes in and they order the pastas once a week. Both pastas, they come in and order it.
Wow. See, so you don't have to feel guilty in the new year. You can come to Tanzy and try these nice, healthy, light dishes. I love tuna.
And of course, we would be remiss, unknown for the desserts, of course.
Yes.
And so we have a wonderful new executive pastry chef, and his name is James Rosell. And we worked together. This is an old cake from back in the 1940s in Paris that was brought by the Italians because they love meringue in Italy, the torrones and all of that. And so here we have a chocolate, flourless pretty much, chocolate mousse cake with all of these little cigarette cookies on top are all chocolate meringue, cocoa meringue. And this is our infinity cake. And it
Gorgeous.
is raspberry red velvet with raspberry cream in the center. So, can I cut you a piece?
You can, even though I feel like it's such a shame to cut that. It looks like
I know,
a work
they're
of
so
art.
beautiful. That's it. It's kind of like building a sandcastle, you know? And I always say every girl should have a blowtorch and they should have their own knife.
Yes, all right. Let's skip to this because my eye keeps going to this in between looking at you, and then I keep, what's
Right. Well, you know, liquid nitrogen, what could be better? And chocolate and making our own frozen chocolatini. And it's chocolate and a little bit of, you gotta have a little bang, a little booze in there.
That's right.
And it's one of those decadent things that you could
Good,
even,
I'm glad you
know what,
reached in
we
because
could
I'm ready.
order one of these and still drink champagne. It's kind of like a dessert and a drink.
Oh, yeah.
And then a little champagne.
Yes.
And a little thing.
Martini. Love.
Cheers.
Cheers to the new year.
To the new year, to your health and everyone else's health.
Now, a couple more questions.
Sure.
Anything that you want to tell the viewers for people who love to cook at home?
Yes.
Like, what are some of the things that you would recommend always having in your house? Or some of your favorite things, ingredients that you love to cook or even bake with?
That's a great question because you need to have staples. And it doesn't need to be that difficult. My husband always jokes around because he'll say, how did you make that out of nothing? And so you always want to have olive oil. You want have things, having things in a jar is not a bad thing. Either making your own fresh pesto or buying pesto and keeping it in the refrigerator or freezer. I keep a lot of things in the freezer. You know what I do? I take the ice cube trays and I make a lot of sauces and I put them into the ice cube trays.
Oh, that is a good
And so then all you have to do is pop them out in a heartbeat and you're ready to go, whether you want to use it over a chicken or fish or even put it in pasta. Very simple, easy way of making food without having to prep too far in advance. And that actually is the key. You always want to experience, and if you're going to cook, whether it's for your family or it's for guests or everyone, do as much as you can in advance. Even if I'm going to make muffins, I'll take the dry ingredients, the baking powder, the baking soda, my dry ingredients, and I'll pre-measure them. I'll keep them on the side. So if I wake up in the morning, all I have to do is mix some eggs, throw in the buttermilk and a little melted butter, and out of the microwave, and away I go.
A lot of times too, I'm at home and I'm thinking, I don't want to go to the store.
Yes, that's it too.
What can I make that I have right in my house? So that's why I was asking any ingredients. That
Yeah,
you have to keep in there, but
flour,
I
and
love
even
that.
flourless. We're doing all these pastas that you're going to see in a minute. All these pastas that we're making are flourless. You can go now to the grocery store and pick up the, no flour mix, and you could make in advance doughs.
All right, so final question.
Okay.
Where do you see this brand going with iPic? Because you've already done so much in the time that you've been here with this company.
As a good movie quote, into infinity and beyond.
All right, I love that.
There's no stopping us. We have incredible people that are working with us on these teams. The food is amazing. the experience. You know, it's not your. You know, I hear this all the time. It's like in another movie theater. I said, no, until it's like eating a pear that you've never seen a pear and know what a pear is, or your first taste of champagne, or your first kiss. You know, unless you've really experienced it and come in, you don't understand how to describe it. And even when you describe it, it's difficult to experience and to describe, because now we're doing live entertainment. We have comedy,
you said experiences.
Yes,
experiences.
All
the experiences you have here.
If you weren't here for New Year's Eve, you missed out. I'll just say this: we had live comedy. We had 3 comedians. We laughed. Oh my gosh, I laughed so hard. We came down. We celebrated click classes for the new year. We have magicians now that are coming in live in cinema, who are like doing mind control and taking over.
Yes, that's in February.
February 22nd, February 23rd.
Right.
We'll be here. You have to book these tickets in advance because they sell out right away. All these different things.
This month, January, you're having Silver Oak.
Silver Oak, well, that's in the restaurant, of course. We have a Silver Oak wine tasting we've got steaks, we've got pastas and all that. We're still working on the menu and tasting the wine. It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. And it's exciting. It's just, it's always a party here. We've got to be celebrating, of course, the Super Bowl and the Olympics are coming, so you can come down and sit by the TVs. We have the beautiful lounge. You could watch everything. So you could watch in the restaurants, you could watch in the cinema. You'd never want to leave.
No, I'm telling you.
You don't need to leave.
They have happy hour daily. They have Tuesday nights, ladies' night, Wednesdays, wine Wednesdays. I mean, there's something here all the time, and we will provide you all the information so you can look it up and see all the upcoming events. Sherry, I cannot thank you so much for this. It was amazing.
Cheers.
And cheers.
One more cheers. Why not?
One more. Why not?
Why not?
Until next time, thank you all for watching The Boca Voice and What's Cooking Boca, and we hope to see you next week. And Sherry and I wish you happy, healthy New Year.
Salud.
See you next time.